Configuring the firewall in Plesk. This tutorial will show you how to configure the firewall in Plesk. Click the server link. Click the IP address icon. Click the firewall icon. Plesk uses the Windows firewall that comes with the core operating system. By default, this firewall will block traffic by port unless a rule is entered specifying that traffic on that port is allowed. If we wanted to disable the firewall, which would allow all traffic on all ports, we could do so by clicking this icon. Before we cover the rest of the configuration, let's take a look at how firewall handles ICMP traffic. The Internet Control Message Protocol, or ICMP, is primarily used to troubleshoot networking issues between systems on the TCP/IP-based networks like the Internet. Under normal circumstances, the effect this traffic has on a server is minuscule. However, a common method used to perform a denial of service or DOS attack on a server is to flood the server with enough ICMP traffic that responses to legitimate requests time out. It is for this reason that special attention is paid to ICMP traffic in the firewall settings. More information about ICMP can be found on the following website. Click the ICMP Protocol tab. You can enable or disable specific types of ICMP traffic by clicking the status icon next to the rule. This icon will disable all types of ICMP traffic. This icon will restore the defaults for Plesk, which is to allow all types of ICMP requests. Click the General tab. Now, let's look at the rules that handle the rest of the traffic. Click the Local Area Connection link. Clicking this icon will disable all ports except those that are used to access Plesk and the system via a remote desktop connection. It will also disable access to Plesk for all users except the system administrator. It is recommended that this option only be used as a last resort if the server has become compromised. This icon can be used to restore the default set of rules for Plesk. Now, let's add a new rule to allow connections with a PostgreSQL database server. PostgreSQL is a commonly used database platform not natively supported by Plesk. Click the Add Firewall Rule icon. Enter the rule name. Enter the port or port range. The Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP, and User Datagram Protocol, or UDP, define the type of packets allowed on this port. Click the appropriate radio button to select which type you want to allow. If you're unsure whether to allow TCP or UDP packets on the port, you can always add a rule for each. More information on TCP and UDP can be found at the following websites. Click the OK button. Click the rule name. Here we can make changes to the rule. Click the Local Area Connection link. Click the status icon to disable or enable a rule. Next, let's remove the rule. Click the checkbox to select the rule. Click the Remove Selected link. Click the OK button. The Windows firewall that Plesk controls lacks the ability to filter traffic based on location, so you are unable to use it to block or restrict traffic by IP address or domain name. For this purpose, you will need to either install a third-party firewall application or configure the IP security or IPsec service on the system via a remote desktop connection. Congratulations! You now know how to configure the firewall in Plesk.